I'm not really good at marching around with picket signs. And, a lot of times I
Yeah.
feel personally that people who like me as an actor don't really want to hear my political opinions. Not telling you exactly who I am, but
Yep.
presenting it. And then I've done maintenance over the years to make sure that I never betray that. Like I never say like, well, this is what I really am. Because I need people that when they come see me, they'll be like, he could be that. I don't know.
He is that. And I do know.
Frankly, I love his voice. I love his accent. I love his vibe. I mean, I'm probably not going to like what he has to say, but he's definitely got an energy about him.
Fucking John C. Reilly, folks. Caught a clip of this podcast yesterday, and it made me go find it. I think it's what is it? It's open. Some Looney Tune lefty fucking podcast. Genuinely, I'd imagine John C. Reilly's not a bad dude. I'm not one of the types who, because of political ideologies, can't enjoy art, music by most people. That's definitely a most. There's a select few. Robert fucking De Niro, can't stand the dude, and it's made me not be able to enjoy anything he's ever been in since. John C. Reilly's not that type of person, and I'm not a big movie watcher. I don't really care about Hollywood and movies and all the shit that most people do. I found this conversation fitting, more so because I think this is how pervasive, kind of under the current of everything today, more so the foundation/platform of all that is the left. Generalities, ignore your head and follow your heart. Ignoring all the evidence that's led us to the mess that we call today. You get people like John C. Reilly, probably hasn't had a hard day in his life for a very fucking long time. Plays the role of, I try not to, let anybody know where I'm coming from. You don't know. That's how I try to play it. Well, folks, today, if you didn't know, John C. Reilly is a brain-dead lefty. If you needed evidence, here you go.
And in terms of male and female stuff, we spoke a little bit yesterday before I came in here, but I personally think, I know there's a lot of political things that need to change and democracy's under threat and all this stuff, but I really think at the heart of it all, every major imbalance in the world on a macro and a macro scale is because of the imbalance between male and female energy.
Yep.
She said, yup.
Yep.
Female energy is that female energy? Is that female energy? Is that the female energy that we should all be, striving for today? What female energy are you talking about, John C. Reilly? I mean, not that female energy, right? I don't want a world guided by female energy. I understand, the beauty of what is hypothetically female energy, which, he doesn't really get specific about. The umbrella of what is female energy is so fucking broad and wide, where I'm sure old Shorty here would argue that male energy, toxic masculinity, and all negative, and female energy is all positive, and it's all loving, and it's all natural. It's not quite that simple, folks.
And this whole place we're in about trans issues and gender issues and all this, the weaponization of woke against woke, all this bullshit.
That's the thing. It's not fucking bullshit. Y'all can call it bullshit, but it's actually real issues. It just gets swept under the rug of woke versus woke and all this bullshit, whatever the fuck that meant. The trans issue is an actual issue. Maybe 30 years it wasn't, when there was one out of every couple 100,000. These schools across this country and half of the school districts are filled with them. John C. Reilly, it's far, 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 far from bullshit.
I think it's ignoring the fact that we are all just a certain percentage of male and female.
No. See, and that's where you start getting into the theoretical fucking lefty gobbledygook, where we're all male and female. No, bro. No. You're male or female. It's that simple. You can act any way you'd like to act, but at the end of the day, you are what you were born.
There's very macho women. There's very effeminate men. It's not an on-off switch.
It's always on. I know people don't like to hear that. There's confusion about all of it, which is just further evidence that they've really succeeded muddying the waters. Just because there's macho fucking women doesn't mean they're not women. They're not men. And there's feminine men that aren't women. They're still men, stay with me, yet feminine, but still a fucking man.
You know? And the internet has taught us that.
That's right.
Computers have trained our minds to think like computers.
Right.
Computers only know 0 or 1.
Right.
Red, blue.
Binary code.
Right, left.
Shorty's just over there fucking chewing this bullshit up. Before computers, folks, newsflash, we knew that there were just men and women that didn't come along with the computers, with the red and blue, 0 or 1. That didn't happen with computers. In fact, computers only helped confuse more people. They had their way, like we'd all just be confused, fucking run around with our heart on our sleeves, getting fucking slaughtered by the rest of the world. Bro, computers didn't make this like reality did. Long before the personal computer was ever made.
Yep.
That's all they know, you know. And the truth of human beings is we are analog, you know, and we're mixtures
Fluid.
of things,
Yeah.
you know, and we're evolving too.
Yep,
you
that's
know?
right.
Like, so I think like if we're gonna solve any of the world's problems, we have to get the balance of male and female, or at least the respect of the fact that everyone has male and female in us. We've got to get that as a commonly held belief, because
That's like the fucking sad part to all this, is that I do understand that. I do respect women and men alike, but respect is earned, not given. I'm trying to put into words of just how big of a mess this belief system is. They have no root for the foundation of anything that it is that they believe. It's all just on what the common denominator belief is with lefties. And as long as like the majority of us think this way, then that's what's okay. That's what's right. The moment the majority shifts in their little echo chamber, the entire belief system falls apart and a brand new one comes up.
every fanatical religion, what's the first thing they do? Smack the women down
Yep.
and, you know, hold up the patriarchy. And that's just an imbalance.
Yep.
It doesn't
That's
work
right.
because it's
That's
not
right.
true about human beings. It's an imbalance.
Right.
It's a misrepresentation of the truth about human beings.
Bro, the truth of the human beings is that we're different and that there is no actual balance. That's not a real thing. And funny enough, like I grew up in church. I went to church like the first so many years of my life. I never once felt like we smacked down women. I never, not a day in my life was taught that from anybody. Church, my family, nobody I've ever known has taught me to smack down women and uphold the patriarchy. I'd love to get a fucking definition of that word from old John C. Riley, but that's just the beauty of lefty bullshit. Just generalities. General bullshit. That it's just like machine gun. Just one sentence after another, after another, after another. Bro, your shit is a religion, lefty. It's complete Marxism, communism, socialism, whatever the fucking ism you want to sling at them. It's such a straw man. Of course it's directed at Christians. It's like the one religion that like you're allowed to shit on as a lefty American. But it's like they wouldn't hold that. If you threw a Islam, they wouldn't have half the energy for that. Straw man sucker. The natural order of life, of like nature, is this. That's nature. That's at its purest fucking form. I know motherfuckers watch that and oh my god, that's terrible. I can't watch that. That's nature. Nature is nasty, brutal. There's no second chances in it. You all want to keep preaching for this sucker shit. It's such a one-way street. American, Christian, right wing, hate it. Everything else is great and we should protect it and fight for it. But you guys, you're no good.
A lot of too much information, but a lot of great information is shared. A lot of awesome messaging can be shared, and human rights messaging can be shared too. But all that to say,
Oh my god.
there's this really pointed campaign at young men and women to weaponize this concept of gender binary.
Weaponized. If it's something that they agree with and think it should be promoted, pushed in your fucking face, down your fucking throat, it's human rights. And we should all be fighting for the same thing. That other shit, that traditional living, that people since the caveman fucking days were living, that's been weaponized. We're past that, folks. As a people, as a human, we're past the traditional living. Don't let it be weaponized.
And trad wives, and whatever. And I'm just like, I'm a woman, queer as I may be. I'm a woman married to a man.
As queer as I am, I'm married to a man.
You're perverting my own everyday experience partnered with a man. Like, all this messaging is so fake about it.
Actually, Lefty, you're the fake one. The perversion of the queers is the actual perversion of the truth. That's the banana land of it, bro. That's the up is down. You've perverted the perversion of traditionalism. You've weaponized the perversion of perversion.
It's just not reality. It's barely virtual reality. It's just fake.
No, see, that's the crux of it. No, shorty, your entire foundation of what you believe is fake. Nothing what you believe is real or the truth or reality. You believe like the general consensus of lefties today. That's it. That, like, if I ask you what you think or believe about anything, I don't judge people except if you're on the right. And then I will judge the fuck out of you. I will weaponize everything against you.
And I know,
And it's so, as much as I think that the legacy media of the past, like the three networks and whatever,
yes.
as much as that was like oppressive and carried a certain point of view and was very hard to break out of, at least it was somewhat regulated. At least there was maybe an objective truth to what they're saying.
It was never an objective truth. Ever. Even in like what they call the heydays of Walter fucking Cronkite and all them. It was never the objective truth. You've never in your life gotten the objective truth from any fucking body. Not never.
The scary thing about social media is it's completely unregulated. So it just depends on what kind of wormhole you fall into and how susceptible you are at a moment to believe things, you know. So social media has caused death.
yes.
You know?
Everything has caused death. IRL has caused death. All sorts of things have caused fucking death. These fucking cigarettes I smoke and continue to fucking smoke have caused fucking death, dude. You can't regulate your way out of it. You can't regulate social media and think that you will not cause any further deaths. We're talking about people here at the end of the day, folks. Humans who are nasty, terrible fucking people at their cores. Unregulated humans are terrible fucking things that you don't want to encounter in a dark fucking alley. They think they could fix everything. That's your common lefty, yo. They can fix everything with love. We'll just love you to death. And that'll, make all the wrong things right with love. How do we fix it with love? Well, we shame everybody who doesn't think the way we do. And, shun them to the cave. For too long, they'll all be in the cave. And it'll just be us.
Things take off on Facebook and all of a sudden people are rioting and want to kill some other religious minority. Like it has a real danger to it.
Wait. Want to kill some religious minority? Are we talking about the kid in England? The kid that got stabbed and killed? People mad about that? And, well, now I guess religious minorities do matter. Guess are okay. The religious minorities, they're okay. Christian religious, they just want to uphold the patriarchy, not the religious minorities. Does religion matter? Do you want to protect religion? All religions? When does it matter? What's the fucking standard here for the lefties? Like, I'd love to know, what the standard is and, hold them to that, nail them right to the fucking wall on it. It'll never happen. You'll never get specifics out of them, and you'll just get generalities and hypocrisies. Why not? You're not going to call me out on it. And if you do, it's just because you're a white male. On the right, Christian, American, nationalist, fucking piece of shit.
Companies are trying to, connect us. They're trying to, create community. That's what they want to say. But what they want is money.
Things are what you make it. Community is what you foster, is what you create. This is maybe what I'm trying to do here in a little bit of a way. Meet people, who think like me. Reasonable, down-to-earth folks here. I'm not talking about blind fucking ideologues that, have to have it one way at all times. Or, God forbid, you're out of my life. That's the world I'd like to foster. I'm starting to realize that, it's almost impossible. Because, the community that you're in is the one that you fostered. It's the one that you created. Facebook, TikTok didn't do that. You did it. You give them what you want. If you don't want to participate, unfucking plug from it. Delete the fucking app. It's not that fucking deep.
I mean, capitalism is amoral.
Yep.
It doesn't give a shit about ethics.
Yep.
It just wants your money, but it's dressed up in all these different ways,
Yep.
And someone thinks that I'm just sharing the picture of my beautiful cheeseburger today, but no, you're making some guy money.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking God. If they were, let's just theoretically here, let's say, they were making somebody money for fucking posting his picture of a cheeseburger. So what? So fucking what? What is this? You just wonder like where like these curves even happen in this conversation, where it's just like capitalism is amoral and like what? Bro, capitalism, bro, like have you lived this life that you've lived, bro? Living like high on the hog, bro. As high on a hog as a motherfucker's ever high on a hog is John C. fucking Riley here. Audacity talk about capitalism's amoral. You give money to what you want to give money to. That's the beauty of capitalism, folks. Stick with me. If it's not a monopoly that's like been fostered by the government here, like you got the choice. You got the choice to give them your dollars. If you don't want to give them your bucks, don't. That's the beauty of capitalism. Funny enough. Like, I know lefties like have a real hard concept like imagining this, but like capitalism is not a force. It's not mandatory. It's voluntary, actually. And if you don't want to participate, don't. I know motherfuckers bro to live on the mountains, live on solar fucking energy and grow all their own food and chickens and don't leave the mountain. You have that option in capitalism. All the other isms, there are no options. And you're going to get what the fuck you're given.
Or why wouldn't I stand up? You know, if I stand up for myself, why wouldn't I stand up for you, no matter what your gender or your sexual orientation is? You know,
Yeah.
That's human rights.
So brave. Oh, you're so brave. You're so fucking brave, but so fucking selective with it. It sounds so good. It sounds so good coming out of these motherfuckers' mouth. And all I picture is Tom fucking Morello with his Arm the Homeless fucking guitar.
Thank God you stopped right now.
Arm the fucking homeless. And I know there's a couple of you Looney Tunes that hear that like, yeah, why not? I mean, it'd be chaos. It'd be hilarious. Fucking millionaires talk about arm the homeless. Motherfuckers with the highest walls. Higher walls than the border's ever seen around their fucking houses. Arm the fucking homeless. I fucking hate lefties.
Human rights is, you know, if you stand up for human rights, why is that a right or a left thing? Why aren't people on the right wing concerned about human rights? They're human too.
We're fucking human too. Duh, dickhead. Our definition of what is human rights differs. Because lefties and all their human rights are all things that you have to take from someone else to give to someone else. My sense of human rights, like, are negative rights. Like, I don't need something from someone else to fulfill my rights. Y'all don't get to change the definition and then, like, consider us that we now don't care about human rights. If that's the case, you don't care about human rights. How about that? That's how that works. And you know how it doesn't mean anything to you hearing me say it to you? That's how I feel when you say it to me. It's not even a force field. It just goes, like, right around me. It's like fucking the Matrix bullets. I'm bobbing and weaving around all of them because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter coming from you when I know nothing means anything to you. Tomorrow your definition will change. Tomorrow the consensus will change. And so will your belief. So why don't you care about human rights, lefty?
This whole thing that like kind of has come into vogue of like empathy trap. You know, it's an empathy
that?
trap. You know, like that's what Elon Musk says. Like empathy is like, don't be fooled by the empathy trap.
Yes, yes.
You know, I had to look that up when he said it because this is the clip I caught yesterday. And I was like, did Elon say that? And no, he didn't, to get specific. But I do know what he was talking about. And if you had a fucking ounce of sense of fucking in you, you would agree with what he said. You don't have to agree with everything Elon's ever done or said or thought or believes. This dude's not always fucking wrong. If you're under the belief that he is, it's because you're an ideologue. And you're a fucking dickhead. And don't fall for the empathy trap. You know, he didn't say, but now I will. Don't fall for the empathy trap. People will eat you alive if you give them the chance. I do have empathy, and it's for the people I choose to have it for. It's for the people who deserve it, who like have earned like some empathy from me. You don't get to just like open the gates to the world and like think that our world stays the same as you invite in all of it, who have lived generation after generation of cultures that are so beyond like savable. This is the clip that just like, I was like, oh, what the fuck is he talking about empathy trap? I gotta go find that. No, Elon didn't say it. And yes, I agree with what Elon meant when he did say it, but not the way he just said it. Go fucking read God Sad's fucking Suicidal Empathy. You may not like God Sad. It's a great fucking book. Empathy will be used against you by fucking demons, stand for nothing foundationless lefties who will fucking use your empathy against you until there's nothing left. Even then, they'll want more because they'll fix it this time. They've already fucked it, burned it all down. The next time is the one that fixed it all.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
stick to your agenda and what's best for you.
Holy fuck.
You know, don't start feeling bad for so-and-so. They're on their own thing. Look out for number one.
Why wouldn't you, though? Because that's what everybody else is gonna do. That's what all the groups you fucking advocate for are doing. They're advocating for themselves. Gays, the lesbians, the transes, whatever fucking other group you can think of, bro. They're all advocating for their agenda. They want their agenda to be included in our agenda. Until, like, of course, they've taken us out by the numbers. And then fuck your agenda. Hey, y'all were dickheads to begin with, so fuck you. You'd almost believe that, like, we don't have history books. Nobody has any idea how any of this has ever played out in history. 100 fucking times, 100 different fucking ways. Yes, bro, fight for yourselves. You should always be number one. Always be number one. When you're taken care of and your house is in order, then you could start thinking about who to help next. That's how that fucking works. You start trying to spread out and help everybody at all times just because over yourselves. I guess that's how we end up in the world we got today, right? Fuck Americans though, right? Fuck Christian white Americans. I mean, like, that's like the first group that they don't care about.
It's like, wait a minute. Empathy is not a trap. Empathy is a superpower.
No, it's not.
That's right.
That's what makes human beings exceptional, our ability to, like, look outside of ourselves. We're not an alligator trying to just get the next fish. You know, we're human beings. We can relate to something that's not us. That, you know, like, that's a superpower.
Being human, I agree that we should all try and feel for one another. We all should. But if you're not getting that in return, why would you give it to anybody then? Motherfucker, talk about, well, we're not an alligator looking for a fish. Bro, that's nature. That is nature at its purest form. That is when everything else is falling apart. When the fucking White House is no longer the White House. Power don't turn on. When there's no trains running. When it's all over. When it's all over. When Rome has fallen again. That's nature. That's all that's left. That's all there is. Don't let your world fall apart to where this is the only option.
Like, and it's also the cornerstone of civilization. The fact that we stay at the red light and don't just zoom out because we want to get through the light faster, because what will happen? Well, we might smash into someone. Well, you don't know that person. Yeah, but I still don't want to smash into them.
Who the fuck would say, yeah, but you don't know that person? Who do you know that would say that? Not Christian Americans. Like, it's definitely like some third worlders that we've imported who would have the thought of, yeah, well, you don't know them. Not us, not Westerners, not fucking modern Americans. Sit at the stoplight more times than not because we don't want to get a fucking ticket. That's why. Because we've got respect for, like, the laws, the rules, the norms that we've created over time. Kind of balance things out. We're like, we got a little bit of order to things. That's why. Maybe like a second or third, it's like we don't want to run into somebody else. But I promise you, more times than not, our first thought is, I don't want that $400 fucking running red light ticket. That has nothing to do with empathy. Yo, we don't sit at red lights for fucking empathy. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You know, like, those are the building blocks of civilization. That's the agreement.
Those aren't the building blocks of civilization. Building blocks of civilization is like a shared sense of community, a shared sense of beliefs, a shared sense of, like, we are one here and we want to make it better for ourselves. How do we make life easier for ourselves? Like, that's how almost everything's become what it is out of a convenience, at least of sorts. Almost everything you can think of has been thought of by somebody thinking, how can I make this better, faster, easier? That's how things have become what they become. Not a fucking shared sense of empathy. Motherfuckers had a lot more empathy in the 80s and 90s when I was a fucking kid. Almost everybody I knew had empathy and cared about one another. Those days are over. We've, like, allowed so many MRSAs to boil and fester that, like, we're drowning in the soup of an infection. And you got the nerve to talk about we need to be more empathetic. Yes, actually strike that. We do need to be more empathetic. And that's for us as Americans. Americans, first and foremost, we'll worry about whoever's second down the road once we clean all this other shit up.
And
That we treat. I mean, it's very Catholic too. Do unto others. You
Yeah.
know, treat your brother as you would treat yourself. You know, like
That's a Christian thought. A Western Christian thought, even, motherfucker. So I guess religion is okay. Like, treat each other how we want to be treated. Treat my brother like I treat myself type shit, right? That's not a lefty fucking belief. That's a right-wing, nationalist, American Christian fucking belief. I know too many other religions that have that fucking motto, if I'm honest. Like, so when is religion okay? Because earlier, religion, smacks down women. It raised the patriarchy. Which way is it here, folks? Gays for Palestine type motherfuckers. Fucking rah.
And to your point about the right
it's
wing,
crazy that we have to argue for these things.
Man, I wish he hadn't cut her off, because I'd love to have known what she was going to drop there, because she never finishes that fucking thought.
and to your point about the right wing,
And the thing about the right wing, oh, I wish you could have finished that, you fucking bitch.
Things right now.
It's
the world. That's a
insane.
really upside down world feeling to me.
and that is the thing that I think social media has like turned upside down and made so confusing.
I agree. Social media and all the TikTok trends and lefty sucker shit has made everything confusing. Especially for the kids who fucking eat this shit up. I agree with that. Just not in the way your dumbass meant it.
And purposely confusing. Like, just what a lame. I mean, as a creative, somebody who's been so creative for so long, since you were clearly knowing it since you were a kid, how lame is it to profit off of this? You could be creating stuff.
Bro, they created this, you dingbat. They created what you're doing now. They created what you're using to put this out into the world. Like, what? For all its negatives, for all its pitfalls, like for all that I hate about social media, there's as much good from it. I know that's arguable. I know that's real double-edged sword type shit. There's as much good as there is bad from social fucking media. And if you hated it as much as like you sit here and claim and fucking in disgust about all of it. Oh my God, they got so much money. Oh my God, bro, you're talking to fucking John C. Reilly. Probably got fucking 80 mil in the bank. Living in Beverly fucking Hills, taking the summers off so my model kids fucking have me around also. Bro, like, fuck you.
That gives to people and profiting equally, or like, who cares at a certain point? Like,
if you don't have a good imagination, maybe you just go
I-
for the low hanging fruit
That's
in the
right.
manosphere or whatever. These, there's a lot of charlatans out there, and yeah,
The manosphere?
that's
in
right.
the manosphere.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that just not, bro, that last sentence just sums up everything that is the left today. They're clueless, directionless, they're limitless in their stupidity, and they don't give a fuck. It's all cheap slogans and sucker shit, and they'll destroy your entire world while you watch it. Have more empathy. You've got too much, rich man. We need all that. Give it to the people who fucking hate us. Where's your fucking empathy?